What is going on YouTube? Hannah back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. Specifically in today's video, we're going to be talking about the recent corrections that are happening within XRP and Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I want to show you guys why I'm not actually too worried about how these markets are correcting. Honestly, this is a necessity to see a healthy pullback that we're starting to see, not only within the cryptos, but we're also seeing this, healthy pullback within the S&P 500. When we look at cryptocurrencies and, these stock markets on a day-to-day basis, it can be upsetting to see small short-term corrections to the downside here, but honestly, they're all very healthy in regards to the fact that we'll probably see a reversal, a nice reversal back to the upside very soon to some pretty nice levels, which I do want to draw out for you guys. There's some very interesting patterns developing on these cryptos across the board here. We went a little bit in depth yesterday, but we're going to go even more in depth today, so I'm very excited to talk about that. Otherwise, in regards to, as we're getting closer to New Year's Eve and the new year, I'm doing some changes here to the channel. I really want to just get a whole new, more professional look moving forward, especially for next year. So a lot of big things are coming. First things first, I did get a new camera lens. So hopefully this looks cooler. I think it does. It gives more of that blurred background here, and I look a lot more in focus and definitely the center of the video. So I'm very excited. It looks amazing compared to what we were previously using, which was a kit lens. So this is really cool. But otherwise, guys, today's video is brought to us by Revenue Coin. So if you guys haven't heard, they are the first revenue token in the world. And as you guys can see, holders fund high-tech companies to scale, startups receiving funding allocate up to 10% of revenues to the systematic purchase of RVC from the market, reducing supply and increasing value. And it goes into detail more so what exactly Revenue Coin is, how exactly the coin works. You can see it's an integral part of the revenue capital ecosystem, which supports promising high-tech companies by distributing funds and ensuring access to shared customer base. Revenue Coin tokenomics stimulates the growing demand for RVC over time. Very cool. We're going to be talking more about this company at the end of today's video. As you guys can see, their public sales in 8 days. I have linked them down in the description below if you would like to check them out earlier. Otherwise, guys, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, and let's jump into today's episode. So guys, first things first, as you can see here, top 10 cryptocurrencies, we're doing pretty good, honestly. Everything's starting to consolidate a little bit higher right now. We're not looking too bad all in all. You can see we're up about 1.59%, which really isn't that bad. We're starting to consolidate back from the very brutal drop we actually just had a couple hours ago. And as you guys can see, we are starting to correct lower. So I want to show you guys a few different outlooks that maybe you didn't see yesterday, or I didn't see yesterday, and definitely for today. So you can see here on XRP, this is pretty much re-summarizing or going over what we discussed yesterday, how there is what appears to be a very big Elliott wave forming here for the most part on XRP here. And when we jump to the weekly charts, you can see it a little bit more clear. This is what we're dealing with for the most part here. We have a much bigger uptrend here that we're clearly using as a means of support. We also have a much stronger top resistance that we're using as a resistance level to bounce off top and correct lower, and to bounce off bottom and head up higher. We could probably move this like ever so slightly down too. This probably wouldn't hurt if we dropped it like this, but it's not that necessary as it is being retested on the daily charts here. But regardless of the movement, I do believe that this is the bottom support right where the moving averages are. And even though XRP right now is consolidating up after retesting its bottom support here, I do believe, even though we've used it in the past as a means of support here, I think we're going to head a little bit lower, probably getting a little bit closer to retesting what I believe would be its moving average right here. I believe we're looking for this reversal. It's going to be quick. It's going to be short. I think short-term targets for XRP are much higher than where we are currently. So I believe moving forward, there might be a 10% drop that we have less, but then I do believe from bottom, we have about a 40 to 50% run moving upwards after we retest this bottom support. So I am looking for the third confirmation, a point C confirmation, basically confirming more movements inside its Elliott wave formation here. Honestly, I thought about it months ago or back in September when we started to retest point B here. I thought this was going to be the B to C formation here. I really did. We all really thought that. And I thought that was going to be the movement here. But we actually started to consolidate inside of this. And maybe this is the B2C movement here. Maybe this consolidation was necessary, but I do believe we are going to come very close to retesting a point B right here, which would inevitably start to swing us back to the upside here. That's specifically what I'm looking for. And it also aligns with these other cryptocurrencies that I'm going to explain in a second. So you can see B2C is what we're looking for right now. Once we retest here, that's the reversal that I'm expecting. It's short term, so I do believe there's a little bit more correction to have left. We did break bearish outside this ascending fractal here, and we're getting very close to retesting about 88 or 95 cents to 83 cents in that zone right here. So I do believe we are going to come a little bit lower. Very short term, we had a big drop, so inevitably a very small reversal right back up afterwards is expected, but it's maybe followed by more correction to the downside here. Now, check this out. On Bitcoin specifically, the reason I believe we are probably going to start to correct lower, and I'm going to draw it out for you guys, is I'm starting to notice what appears to be descending fractals forming on pretty much every single move we've had within Bitcoin right now. So I do want to just draw something out. I don't know why this looks like this. The goal was to have a okay, cool. Different colors. So you can see for the most part, I just want to draw this out for you guys so you can see it clearer. Right here, we can see this is the first falling wedge that we did have, and I'm going to draw it out with a bottom support. Okay, here we go. Bottom support right here, and then we have top resistance. You can see, and I'm going to draw it with a different color so we can all be clear of where it is. Let's do blue. That works. And then we have top resistance. This is the first falling wedge pattern. However we want to draw it, like this, doesn't matter. This is pretty much the first falling wedge pattern that we had. Then we created a second one, which was right here, another falling wedge pattern. You can see bottom support. And then we have top resistance, which we're going to draw right now. You can see this is the second falling wedge pattern. So we had one fall us down, retest what appears to be the first uptrend here. Then we broke bullish. Then we had a second falling wedge pattern, hit bottom support. Then we broke bullish. Now we're looking for the third falling wedge pattern that we're starting to play out. So here's a clear support as to what we're dealing with. And then we have a top resistance as it's scaling us much lower. You can see we haven't completed this falling wedge just yet. There is still some room for correction to the downside, which is what we explained will happen within XRP2, as I do believe XRP still has more room to go lower. That same thing will apply with Bitcoin here. There is some room to move lower as well. We haven't completed the falling wedge pattern yet. We haven't hit that apex yet before we see break, but understand we consolidate inside of here. We hit the apex, the bottom, we break bullish. We consolidate inside of here. We hit the apex, we break bullish. We are now currently consolidating in here. We have a little bit more room to go. So we stopped here. We need this consolidation to fill us. Then we hit the apex. We're anticipating another break bullish. So that's what we're looking for. Hopefully this makes sense to you guys. That's what I'm trying to just draw out so that everybody is on the same page here. But I do still believe we are going to be heading lower, as we are and have continued to have these falling wedge patterns that hit bottom support and break us to the upside. The next thing we're confirming is not only are we having falling wedges that tend to explode pretty aggressively. I mean, we could just track the first breakout was a 76% jump. The second breakout was again a 67% jump. If we continue to scale this, another at least 67 to 76% jump would easily swing us up to some pretty incredible levels. Maybe we do 70%. It's going to hit about, Jesus, $90,000, $95,000. We're going to come close to retest. So if we break bullish from here, there's a good chance we'll see 100K Bitcoin. I mean, that's pretty crazy, but it's very much likely. Each time we've seen this rally here, it's shot us up about 70%. That's very possible to see that same run now if we start to break bullish. Now, the next thing that's forming is the uptrend. This is also very good for the markets here. Not only do we have this uptrend forming here, which is a really good sign. So this is the second sign of support for this coin. We have the falling wedges, which is the first sign, the first bullish sign. The second sign is the uptrend here, which is the second bullish sign. Every time we tend to retest this bottom support, this uptrend, we break bullish. So there still is a little bit more time to play out. Exactly how much time we have from today, about maybe 10 days left. I'm just giving you guys some perspective here. But for us to fill in this apex here, just like how we did it in the past here, to retest bottom support, there is about a 10-day allowance. Could this happen much quicker? Of course it could. But we have about 10 days left to fill in this apex here on Bitcoin, and then we could anticipate the break to the upside here. So it's pretty short. It's about, a little over a week, and then we could anticipate a run. The third bullish confirmation that we have is obviously the fact that the moving averages have slowly crept in. Now, you can see it right here. They're starting to intertwine with the prices here, both of these. And as they get closer here, they should allow the price to hopefully use it as some sort of support to get back above these resistances and then break bullish. So if we start to see these things consolidate and we start to see closure above the top resistance level right here, like we start to see the daily price close us above here, it's going to be a very bullish run. That's my anticipation, is the major swing to the upside that we could expect to see within Bitcoin. This also applies to things like, you can see here, Ethereum, as we're also forming some interesting patterns here. So it also applies here. We can probably draw it out and then we'll wrap up today's video. Like if we're looking for some sort of falling wedges, we did have a few of them. We can draw this one out first, however we want to do it, something like this. That was the first falling wedge. Then we had a second falling wedge, just like this. And then we're looking for the third falling wedge pattern. We're trying to find some sort of distinguishing correction that we had here. So one, we had two. We could probably eventually start to delete this. I'm going to just delete this thing right here. You can see the falling wedges that are forming here. I'm going to make these a little bit thinner, just like that. And this one too, just like this. Okay, and now we're looking for the third falling wedge pattern to kind of develop here. And now we're seeing something along the lines of this and maybe, yeah, kind of like this. So this could be, once again, blue, just like this. And this could be blue once again. So we're starting to see it form not only on Bitcoin, but also on Ethereum. These falling wedges, once again, correct us back down to this bottom support, the moving averages, the uptrend, and these are all bullish signs. We tend to break fairly bullish off of each one of these. This was about a, yeah, that's insane, about a 70% run, or sorry, 70 to 100% run, 120% run. And let's see if that carries on once again. The second break was about a 65% run. So we're looking for a 70% on average run to the upside here, which again would scale us up very high. So we are still creating higher lows. Everything's still bullish. We need to correct back down to retest this apex here and fill in the gap, close the gap. Then we could expect to see a bullish break. So I am bullish on all these cryptos. I do believe in by next month or 2 months from now, we're going to be much higher than we are currently. And we could be at new all-time highs. That's my opinion. Even for the S&P 500 consolidations necessary for this, we were extremely overbought. This is a dip that I've been saying was coming for a while now, and then it's only going to go up higher. Otherwise, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. I do want to talk more about Revenue Coin with you, though. I want to give a huge shout out to Revenue Coin for sponsoring today's episode. As with all cryptocurrency projects, please do your own research and never invest anything that you can't afford to lose. So, guys, an upcoming blockchain project dubbed Revenue Coin aims to build the world's first revenue token that will make investors an integral part of the journey of new tech companies. Now, guys, Revenue Coin, or RVC, is a BEP20 token and the first revenue token in the world that lets its holders fund high-tech companies to scale, and startups receiving funding allocate up to 10% of the revenues to the systematic purchase of RVC from the market, reducing supply and increasing value. Now, guys, in exchange, funded companies share a percentage of the revenues with RVC token holders through the company's revenue capital, which operates Revenue Coins and distributes a portion of revenues to buy back RVC tokens on the market, reducing the supply and boosting the value over time. Now, the general idea of the Revenue Coin project is basically to have interested investors purchase RVC tokens to fund, support, and connect with promising high-tech companies looking to scale globally. And the funds invested by the community via the purchase of RVC tokens are used to fund selected companies in Revenue Capital's ecosystem. And the funded companies grow their revenues by deploying funds and technical know-how in specific activities like development and sales and even marketing. And the companies now share up to 10% of their revenue with Revenue Capital, which are then used to buy back and burn RVC tokens, reducing the supply and increasing its value over time. Now, aside from the revenues and tokenomics associated with Revenue Coins increasing value, investors can also benefit in other ways, which is basically RVC holders receiving access to acquire new and existing Revenue Coin products at discounted prices before they are even listed to the public. And RVC holders are also allowed to participate in key decision-making involving projects, products, and portfolio companies in the Revenue Capital ecosystem. ecosystem. Now guys, RVC holders get to decide which projects in the ecosystem receive funding and support, and RVC can be used to make payments for various products in the Revenue Capital ecosystem. Products and services from partner companies are also offered at a discount to RVC holders who make payments using RVC, and the RVC roadmap will include listing tokens against major trading pairs on popular digital asset platforms like Binance, Coinbase, and even KuCoin. Now guys, traders familiar with the new coin listings on exchanges understand that such pairings and development affect the price of the crypto asset when trading opens. And with all these features, Revenue Coin is aiming to become a bear market resistant token that helps normal users understand that most wanted properties of tokens, such as the supply reduction and demand acceleration, and that it has to rely also on factors coming from the non-crypto world, specifically because its value is expected to be derived from multiple and non-crypto asset projects. So guys, in the same time, it introduces multiple price stimulation mechanisms known from the crypto world. Contrary to the countless ways that most crypto projects aim to help investors find the best opportunities, none focus on the intersection of merging venture capital investing with crypto investing, creating mechanisms through which promising companies can easily raise funds and give back to investors. Now guys, Revenue Capital through Revenue Coin attempts to close this gap, and RVC works to make it possible for crypto users all over the world to invest in the fastest growing high-tech startups and become a part of building the infrastructure of tomorrow. So guys, the token generation event is taking place December 6th of 2021, and to partake in the public sale, connect your wallet on Binance Smart Chain to buy Revenue Coin, enter the amount of BNB you want to invest, and click the buy button, then confirm the transaction in your wallet. After about a minute or two in confirming the transaction, refresh this page and reconnect your wallet to see the amount of tokens ordered. Remember, you will be able to add and claim your RVC tokens to your wallet after December 6th of 2021 in their token generation event. And if you are interested in investing in this project, please do check out the website I've linked in the description down below. Otherwise, huge shout out to Revenue Coin for sponsoring today's episode. As always, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.